Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. Today actually is the giveaway for TCG Player August. As you know, when I do these videos, I do not edit this whatsoever, and I put it at the end of a very long video. The reason I do this is to make sure that you know that the integrity of these giveaways are intact. These giveaways are made possible by people that use my TCG Player link. So if you haven't done that, please do. If you do buy from TCG Player, the link is in the description of every video. What we got going on is a lot of beautiful things because as you can see, this wonderful page that is showing nice cards is Rebirth for You. We are going to be talking about Weiss Schwarz Japan counterfeits, Weiss Schwarz Japan products, Weiss Schwarz English side Overlord, which by the way, reprint is coming soon. Finally, we also have Weiss Schwarz English prices. It's going to be a long one, like I said, but bear with me as we go through this, as this is not going to be edited at all. Just bear with me. Okay, what we got first is Rebirth for You. Rebirth for You. Oh man, this is the news we've been waiting for. On the actual Weiss Schwarz Rebirth for You Bushy Road conference that just happened. The joke that I made, other people made, was one day we're going to come into Rebirth for You, the website, and Genshin Impact would just disappear. Like if you go onto this product page, one day it would just be removed. And today was the actual day for that. Genshin Impact is removed, as you can see here. Thanks, Audrey, for letting me know that this actually occurred. Due to various circumstances, it was decided to cancel the release of Reverse Origin. We have been diligently advancing production, but it is truly regrettable that we cannot deliver it to customers. We sincerely apologize to everyone who has been looking forward to it. Thank you for your understanding. We look forward to your continued patronage of Reverse for You. What is happening here is it is gone. We've waited many months for Genshin Impact. Finally, this news has come. Not really surprised to anybody that was watching this because from announcement to when it officially comes out, it doesn't really take that long, right? Anybody that's been watching TCGs as we have, when it comes to Rebirth for You, Weiss Schwarz, anything like that, you normally get it within a few months. This thing just sat there with no information, and finally it's gone. But it's okay. It's okay because they still got good things coming out. We got Lycoris Recoil in November. We got Hololive in December. So that was just announced for Rebirth for You on that last conference. And if you haven't looked here, they put up the actual cards for this set right here, which is translated by Bing, so if it's wrong, don't blame me. Abandoned Girls, Moe Princes of the Hundred Flowers Rebellion, which I believe when I looked was a mobile Chinese game. But if you're going to notice something interesting about this set, this is the booster box. You can see there is actually only one in the world. There is a serial number that is one of one. We have signed cards again, as always. And look at these cards. I know people that bought this thing, some of them had no clue what it was, other than the booster box had some interesting pictures. So if I just quickly scroll through this, you'll be able to see some of these interesting pictures. There are trial decks for this set as well, so if you're interested in this, I believe there are some websites that still have it up. There are some websites that are definitely sold out of this at this point. But we see with Rebirth for You, there has been reprints for it. There was one just for Blue Archive that just happened. I know Ami sold out of it right away. I put it up when I saw it, and it was gone. So with the trial deck, there's always serial numbers. That is definitely going to be the case this time around, and they range from 1 to 50. So there you go. That's I'm going to talk about with that one, just because that one's coming up. And with Genshin Impact, here's the thing to wonder about. I don't believe this is the end of Genshin Impact forever. Like it's going to come out at some point, whether it is Rebirth for You, Weiss Schwarz, maybe Osica will get it. Somebody is definitely going to get Genshin Impact. Maybe Genshin Impact make their own. I don't know, but what came out was Genshin Impact gets an anime series and a dramatic teaser trailer. So this happened on September 16th. When I saw that, I was like, I wonder if Rebirth is still alive. But the reason why it could have been ended was this. Developers revealed a first look and concept trailer for the series as part of the developers stream on Friday. The series, which appears to be in its early stages of development, doesn't have a formal title yet. At the moment, it's simply referred to as Long Term Project Launch Concept Trailer. So, if the whole thought here was maybe you don't use some of the game images, maybe make your own images. This anime definitely surely points you to one day, if they're interested in a card game, that when this anime comes out, there is still hope for it. Whether it goes to Rebirth or Weiss or someone else, like I said, is up in the air, but it's going to be a little bit before we see Genshin Impact. My thought on all of that was maybe this animation got delayed or contracts had to be renegotiated or there was more money that was being asked for and that's why it got put in the end. But I believe, for me anyways, this announcement coupled with the Rebirth for You kind of goes hand in hand, right? Okay, next up we got counterfeits. Counterfeits for Overlord. And you may be wondering, this picture may seem familiar to you, but the odd part is you don't actually nobody actually owns these cards. That is because Overlord comes out on November 4th, 2022 for JP. We were shown these cards in a reveal. So you see these right here? Yeah, someone already counterfeited them. That already happened, which it's pretty awful when you think about they basically got those images, slapped them onto Weiss Schwarz. Because you could see, this is 500, this is 1000, both 00. And you know what? All of that matches. There's not some crazy power level. The levels aren't wrong. The costs aren't wrong. Like all this, more than likely, is a crazy counterfeit that's already happened. It's just nuts, right? This thing hasn't even released yet, and there's an actual counterfeit out there floating on the internet, which is amazing, really, that that can happen. So, I mean, most pictures. I haven't tried to look up this picture, like these two pictures right here. I have not looked on the internet to see if they exist anywhere, but I would imagine somebody just pulled it off of this page and printed that sucker out. And I get it. This thing says sample on here. The person removed the sample or found a similar image and used that and just placed all the stuff on top of it. I don't know what's going on here, but that basically just means that you need to be aware of cards coming out, what they really should be looking, what they should look like, because you can see here on here, there is that rainbow shine that we have again. I want to just make this smaller real quick. So where this came from, actually I'm not gonna make it smaller, I'm just gonna click here. You can see this is from the Twitter account, Nisekoi Weiss. So that's where you can find that. You see this pinned up here with this, I'm gonna assume this is one of those counterfeit Rukas right there just because it looks all crazy. So I didn't click on that and read it, but you can see all this right here. This does exist. This is awful. Just make sure you know what you're buying before you buy it. That's why I honestly love opening my own packs. I know you may not pull this in here, but now what we always said, right, was buy your cards early on because the chances of counterfeits are lower. That's changed now, right? Like the horrible part is putting out these reveals get people hyped up to buy this stuff. Now putting out these reveals means somebody's gonna do this to it, which is very very sad. So who knows how many of those we're gonna be seeing in the future anymore. Next, what do we got? So we had a bunch of products actually come out recently. I didn't take a look at the price. Well, I took a look at the prices. I just didn't have enough time to go over it. So we have Princess Connect Redive and Quintessential Quintuplets movie on the JP side. I was definitely excited for the movie. I haven't seen it, as I mentioned before, but what we have here, Princess Connect Redive, the SSP is really, really low on it. But this is one of those sets on the plus side that got an SSP and SP. Will this ever make it to English? I would say no. If I had to bet yes or no, no maybes, I would put it on the no side. I'm putting my money on the no side. Obviously, I could be 100% wrong on that, but with everything that's coming, since we didn't even get a Princess Connect, we didn't get a Princess Connect 1. I can't imagine this 2 is going to sway it unless they pull a Saikano and put it out like 3 years later. Maybe there's no good anime that comes out in the next couple years and they're like, what do we do? Well, then they pick Princess Connect. Maybe that happens, but right now I can't see that happening. A decent amount of buying on here. You see a bunch of stuff sold out, but then when you take a look at a place like Nova TCG, they still have some supply left of some of these sign cards. Like I know they definitely have this one and the Carol on here as well. So Kokoro, she's there, but really not much to say. I know Audrey was saying that there is some good cards in this actual set. I just haven't seen too much happening with it when you take a look at the double rare cards, right? Like there seems to be enough supply out there for people, and that basically tells me I can't imagine this really coming out there. I haven't seen too much hype on it. The quintessential quintuplets, there was a decent amount of. This is what happens when I do one of these because I had to go find all my tabs. I may be changing my thought process, so I'm just gonna move to quintessential quintuplets movie. This thing's been killing it. Do I believe quintessential quintuplet movie set coming out to English one day? Heck yes, I do. It's 100% coming out. There is no way this thing isn't coming out. All these have sold out. You can see the crazy prices. Nino is the one you're definitely going to want, but on Yuyute, at the very least, you could see them completely all gone. The only one left, surprisingly, would be your Nino here, your OFR Nino. So they do carry the same stuff: SSP, Hanayomi Rare, Overframe Rare, and Nino's the last one left. These walkway, these walkway pictures, so nice. And the Miku, I know people are looking for that. Nova TCG had a bunch of these actually sell out. There are still some left on there, but you can see across the board, we people love the girls. I love the girls, but they're gonna sell out as they do here in English eventually. I say English eventually, just because people are opening the heck out of this stuff. So it seems like from early on, people are saying Nino, it's going to be more support for Nino. Outside of that, I haven't really seen anything. The big thing for me here is what I look to buy. When I was looking to buy something for this set, there was one thing that stood out in my mind, and I told people on Twitter, you might want to buy this if you want it. If you like the quintessential quintuplets, that would be the going first, going second cards. This is what they look like. Super nice. I definitely bought some. I haven't received it yet, but I bought some of these. So you have quintessential quintuplets going first in their bride outfits, and then going second is the bikini ones, which is really nice because this is not. I felt like I seen this art somewhere, but there are some shots of them in their bikinis and all of that, and their bride outfits, but nothing that I could find like scrolling through here that actually matched what was on the going first, going second. Sometimes you do get that on the going first and going second, but in this case, I couldn't find it. But if I'm wrong, let me know. Those were really nice. And I know on Nova TCG, they sold out at $10 and then put more up at 15, and then those sold out as well. So they were really nice to have. And knowing that Quintessential Quintuplets movie set in my mind is coming to English, nothing's ever a guarantee, but I would imagine this comes to English. The cards I picked up for that was the actual going first, going second. There was another card that I did pick up, and that was this. It was this card. This card you can get from the Bushy Road October 2022 magazine. This one has a lovely picture of Buzz Lightyear and Woody on there. They have some feet. I didn't open any of these magazines yet that I've gotten. I know I did the one for New Type. I didn't do the one for Bushy Road Monthly yet. And also, this is the September one, which Also has feet on the back of it for. I know it folds out, but it's just they could have put this poster in any different direction. And I just thought it was funny that both magazines had, you know, I saw feet. I guess it just lines up that way. Maybe they fold it and the bottom is always feet. This is only the second one that I bought, so I can't say that that's a pattern yet. We'll find out when I buy more. So, what's important about that October or the September one that I held out? This one, it has this Kurumi inside. This Kurumi currently on Yuyute is 1480 yen. And the nice part about this is if you don't actually end up getting this card, it was from Data Live 1. You're able to just use the card from Data Live 1, but this is a nice looking card. And the other nice thing was there was on Yuyute anyways, a deck introduction. It says 8 power. I feel like it's 8 standby, but maybe it's the whole translation thing. Anyways, you can see this deck uses 8 standby, and we have these cards in here. So the cool part about this deck was it was an amalgamation. I've never used that word before. An amalgamation of all the different sets. So you could see Data Bullet in here. You could see Data Live Volume 1, and then you could see here's Data Live Trial Deck. And then you also have Data Live Volume 2 showing them here, right? We got the Kurumi. It's actually pretty neat that you have this level 2 Kurumi that's in that position, and then you have this level 2 Kurumi from Data Live Volume 1 in almost the same position being used together. Kind of neat. I don't know why, it's kind of neat. And then we still have our Terrible Spirit Kurumi in here as well. So, is it? Yep, that's the one. So overall, it's a cool deck because it uses all parts of the different ones. I know that's probably cool for different reasons, but in my mind, I just like seeing actual cards from each set being used. That pretty much tells you there is some value in buying that Data Live Volume 1, buying Data Bullet, and then buying Data Live Volume 2. It's not just like, okay, Data Live 2 came out, just screw the other sets, you don't need them. It's pretty nice to actually have that over. And I know that's what people were saying with Attack on Titan, that it some of the new cards that came out help the other sets, but maybe you don't need it. Maybe this is early on Attack on Titan. I shouldn't even be saying that, but that's where we are here. So here is again that's that knight outfit that you can get from the magazine, and then this one too. I really think every time I order from Ami Ami, I should just throw the current month ends because, I mean, for one, the stuff inside of it seemed pretty neat to me. I would enjoy it. Like the actual pictures, articles in there. Uh, Something I probably like, but at the same time, there are some valuable PR cards. Because I know this one kept coming on and off as in available and not available. So that one did that, and then also this Kurumi one as well, which is really expensive and nice artwork there. Nice artwork. Next. So Japan, Weiss Schwarz definitely a packed schedule. As you can see, what's coming out, we got Star Wars Comeback Booster Box, which is that remaster of the original. We got Love Live Premium Booster Box, which I didn't get. Which stinks because I watched the Love Live episode this week. Superstar this week is so good. I really like it. And then we got reviews, Starlight, and then Pixar characters, the one I'm definitely waiting for. I know people are waiting for this Overlord too. If you can't afford it, I guess maybe pick up some counterfeits. But I never looked it up. I know people are saying that counterfeits in Japan is, uh, I feel like really something about being heavily enforced. Like you can't do it, you're gonna get fines. I thought I saw articles before about people making knockoffs and companies going for them. So hopefully they take care of this. Whatever happens to these people, or they just get removed or whatnot. And we'll see. This is not the end of this. It's really sad. I wonder if that means they're not going to put out sign card reveals until like a day before it releases, or maybe a week before. So there's not enough time for people to print it out and do crazy things with it. It's just a little sad. All right. So Japan sign gonna be really fun. There's so freaking much. I just saw this. Some Sword Art Online Key All Star, which I'm gonna be really excited for. Slime 3, Chainsaw Man. Well, Nazarick finally got reprinted. This was the announcement back on December 22nd, 2021. If you heard me on the Bushiroad conference talking to Audrey about, maybe I didn't say that during that. I might have said it before or after. But what I was going to do, just so you all know, was I was going to make an anniversary cake because people started talking about this reprint on, the earliest I found was September 17th, 2021. And then people were taking money for the actual reprint on September 20th, 21st. Around that point, people started taking money for it. So even though this announcement happened on December 22nd, people were already getting their money taken. And if you look at the calendar, the day is the 20th, which meant that almost a year has gone by. Actually, depending on who you bought it from, a year has gone by, that people surrendered their money over to a seller, store or seller, and they saw no product. I know people were asking me a couple times. People asked on Twitter, Weiss Schwarz, where is this? It's really unacceptable that it's been a whole year that this thing has not been reprinted. So I thought it was going to be announced when Overlord 2 would get announced. Maybe we'd see a trial deck reprint, or maybe they would reopen some reprints since it's been so long. You might as well ask people if they want more of it. But now we have it. It's coming out. Why the big delay? I'm not really sure on that. They've been pumping out product. I know the thought could have been the printers were backed up, something like that, but I feel like if you announce a reprint, to have it come out about one whole year later is really crazy. I know at some point there are people questioning if they got scammed by the actual seller themselves, because at that point you couldn't charge back your credit card. You're pretty much completely screwed if that product never made it to you. But anyways, it's coming, so fear not. As always with this reprint, not as always, but in this scenario anyways, what we're getting for Overlord is the same as Slime. You will be getting silver signatures all over this place. The gold one will still be there. Does it really do anything to the value? I haven't seen much yet when it comes to silver and gold. There's a little bit of a premium for gold, of course, but the silver one isn't too much far behind. But at the same time, we're not seeing a whole lot of buying, and I will put that on. I'm just gonna have this talk down. Screw it. I've said this before, and I wrote it into someone in the comments on one of my videos. The whole reason I think the market is sort of in shambles is I still don't like this whole thing about people saying why Schwarz Bushiroad is overprinting. Like we have basically a print to demand kind of system going on here. Bushiroad may even cut it off and say, you know what, we're printing too much, so let's cut some orders back a little bit. But outside of that, this is basically print to demand. So is it really the fault of Bushiroad and Weiss Schwarz that there is so much product out there, or is it the fault of people for overbuying it? Sellers going, okay, let me buy, if I have pre-orders, let's say I have 5 case pre-ordered, let me buy 8 instead, right? Like that could be the problem here, why there's too many, because one person does that, 2 people do it, now you have 20. And as this market has grown, as we've seen, there's a lot of people that are buying this stuff, and there is a lot of leftover supply. So I think the whole problem really isn't Bushiroad overprinting. I mean, maybe they shouldn't have the whole print demand system. Maybe they should lock it down a little bit. But honestly, it's really people putting orders in for this stuff that's causing it to do that. Everybody's buying a little extra, not just buying enough, which was the problem back then. If you remember, 1.5 years ago, roughly when I started all this, I know people were saying, you know what the problem with this stuff is? That there isn't enough of it. This was actually what they go back to my videos, read the comments at the bottom. People were saying there's not enough of it because they're saying, like, if I walk into a game store, or I want the ability to buy some older product. Well, here it is. this is the time. This is what everybody's been wanting, right? Here it is. Are you still changing your mind on that, or is this what exactly you wanted? Because right now you have the ability to pick up cheaper playable cards. You can still get product, even though it might be mapped or dead. That stuff is still sitting there in storage. You can pick it up, and it apparently is cheaper than what you can actually buy it for as a store at this point. Again, whole map dead, and some people just want to get rid of it. Okay, so this is where we find ourselves, and I believe that is what is doing that. The other side of that, the whole not buying part, I believe a lot of it has to do. I said this on another video, was people are opening their own stuff. Like the people that have come into this Weiss Schwarz thing, I think, have more of a mentality like me, where I want to open my own product. I want to get my own signed card. If need be, maybe you have to buy one in the end. But some people like that thrill of opening, and that's what I'm seeing here. I am seeing people looking to have that actual experiences, which is why you're not seeing as much singles being bought compared to the amount of supply that's out there. Right? So people love doing that. It's just a matter of fact. That is why the whole rip and ship system is working. That people want to just have that experience. They don't want to just go up on TCG Player, right? And or eBay and just buy the card outright and then just have it sent to them. Why do people pay so much for the rip and ship experience? Right? Like if I've heard boxes go for like 70, $80, even though you could pick it up for 50, 60 during pre-order, right? So there's someone doing that, and there is a reason for that. With this sounds pretty crazy. Attack on Titans come out. We got Hololive, Psychon, all that. I'm gonna get back to that, but I may be losing it, or maybe there's an issue with these PR packs, but whoever is at a store, can you tell me, has anybody's Attack on Titan got delayed? I know that's crazy. I really know what I just said is insane. But looking at these PR packs, there is some kind of problem. There's not as many PR packs as I would imagine. So I'm going to just scroll down here. You're going to see 5, 1, 12, 1, 4, 6, 2. Okay. And then if I just click on here, we got 1, 2, 1 sold. That is not the amount of supply that we've seen with these PR packs in the past. That is not at all. Like normally I would see a bunch more if I go to where is my quintessential quintuplets. Oh boy. There we go. Quintessential quintuplets. Right? When I saw quintessential quintuplets, this was the case where you would see people with 10, 16, 8. There was a bunch of them, right? When I look at Attack on Titan, it's not, especially for the fact that when you look at this right here, where's my supply set? The supply set actually contains PR packs inside of it, right? We have one PR pack, 3 normal, 1 foil of 10 exclusive PR cards. So there is a foil that's inside of there, and it's not really reflecting here. I mean, again, if someone's opening a supply set, maybe they're not willing to sell that PR, but there should be more of a supply than what I'm seeing here. So is it delayed? Not. And why I said you may think I'm crazy is because you can look at the prices of the booster box, which is pretty low, pretty low. This is no joke. This thing says $39.99. Yep, 39.99. That's where we are in life, where you have 59, 74, 36, 18, 99, 18. There is a lot of people with a lot of boxes. Again, I will tell you this, and I am not talking about anybody specifically on this page at all. That is not like a wink or anything. I am not doing any innuendo. I'm not talking about any of these people. I do not want to be sued. So what I'm going to say here is I still keep hearing people say that you need to watch out for this stuff because they're dead boxes, map boxes, that all the stuff has been pulled from the inside of these things. That is a stereotype that I do not want. I feel like I hate stereotypes. That's what it is. I think that's what's making me upset about that is the whole thought of a stereotype. Because what is happening here is a little bit of both, right? So there are people And again, not talking about anybody specifically on this page at all. There are people that have pulled the actual signatures from the SSP, maybe the SEC, the Titan Rares, and they are selling boxes of this stuff. But people are saying you need to watch out for the low prices. Some of these sellers on here, I gotta tell you, because I looked, there are people that are just selling it because they want to get rid of it, right? They bought this stuff, they thought it would make a lot of money in the short term, and everybody had this thought, and this is what's happening. I always said if you're going to buy this stuff, look for the long term, not for the short term. And Attack on Titan being the IP it is, definitely a long term kind of thing. But when you look at this right here, there are people that are trying to get rid of it. There are people that actually sell the boxes here, but then take the singles and sell it on other websites. And you need to look for their name because some people keep the same name, right? Like they use the same account name on other websites. So they split it up where you they think you can't see that, okay? So just make sure to watch out for it. The other thing is this being at $39.44. Again, I am not saying anything about these stores. I am just highlighting the numbers. If you have seller X selling it for $40, seller Y is selling it for 44, and seller Z selling it for $90, which one is the most trustworthy out of that? Is it the $90 one? If you think it's the $90 one, I will tell you you are wrong without actually looking uh, at the seller, what they're doing, what they're selling on all the different websites. You cannot say for sure that 39.99 is dead. You can't sell that. The 44 is dead. You cannot say the $90 one is dead. It could actually be the $44 one is actually, all alive. They just want to get rid of their product. Who knows? But you can't just blanket say that because the hard part, the horrible part about all that is by saying that you're telling people maybe you should just buy from this 55 without looking. You should just buy from the 55 because it's more trustworthy than this $40 one. That is horrible advice to give anybody um, on that. Really, you have to do your due diligence. I know it takes a lot of effort. I know that's why I don't try to tell anybody about stocks because people aren't willing to put in the effort to actually look up the company themselves, look up the information every week, make sure to stay up with the news. That's the one thing that people don't want to do. You want like an easy way out. So the easy way out in this case is saying, look at all these low numbers, you can't trust any one of them. And that's wrong. Right? So this box is low. These numbers are low, but does it really have to do with people opening this stuff and selling stuff knowing that there's nothing inside of it? Or is it really just because they need to get rid of it? Right? But if I go to page 4 here, is this $84 one, $98 any less trustworthy? You don't know. I mean, that's the truth. You don't know. And so someone saying that this blankly that, you know what, you can't trust the low ones, that's not true. Okay. Trial decks. I'm getting off my soapbox. I told you this is going to be a long video. Jeez, it's 33 minutes. I need to hurry it up. I don't want to just be sitting here all night. So, Attack on Titan Final Season Trial decks. 1492 is where we find ourselves now. Uh, wasn't to me, it didn't seem like the greatest of trial decks, but who knows? Who knows? It could be awesome. And I say not the greatest because value wise, if you look at the SPs inside of it, that wasn't something that would keep you afloat. You'd have to sell all the different trial decks, try to attempt to sell the Gabby and the Falco there, and still sell your trial decks for a decent price to get your money back. But I know Gabby sold. We'll see that in a second. Anyways, we got Aaron Determined. Aaron, so I started, actually, no, I don't want to say spoiler. I know someone was questioning why I said Aaron was actually a jerk. I kind of had this feeling about the next part of the season coming up. So that's what I want to say about that one. But overall, these things, let's see, you get one SSP per case is what we're looking at. And right now, the highest one that has gone unsold on here was Mikasa. I actually do want to open this up. Hold on one sec. I want to do something because I forgot to bring it up. And I don't want you to see my screen, so it was very interesting to me to see this happen. When the first day came out, when these things actually came out, it was pretty amazing because nobody had any clue what the price is at. And it's been a while since I've seen that, right? We had Ruby doing that, but now we had Attack on Titan. And it was almost like people were really, really scared to put down a price because then someone would undercut them. So, Strictly Broken, I feel like they were the ones that did it. I know people were throwing down prices of cards. I remember for a while there that it was like 600 something for the SEC, then dropped down to 5, 4, 3, 2 on Facebook at some point. But Strictly Broken came in, set a number down, and people went under that. That's how it went. But it reminded me of the good old days, right? Of like JKTCG coming in and doing that, which is hilarious to me because I haven't thought about the whole JKTCG thing in a while, but hearing that, I remember when people were talking about it, how having a JKTCG would just fix the entire market because it could hold down the prices and things like that. But um, Strictly Broken has taken their place in that way, and then having other people undercut them. But I think it's nice in a weird way that Strictly Broken has filled that role because I would imagine they did sell some cards at some prices. Here we go. Like we have a Levi here sold out 448. Where is this here? There you go. Levi on here sold for 320, 309, 320. So there is something about being a, let's say, I guess a website that people look towards for prices. That even though it may have sold, I don't know if it actually sold for this price because I don't know when they update their prices at all, right? Like maybe they update it when they get the cards back. Now that they're sold out, they don't have to update it. But in any case, they are actually able to sell cards and people trust them enough to buy cards from them, right? So that's how play sets and all that work. I always said like even though playsets pricing is lower, being able to support the website, local store, whatever it is, uh, does serve some sort of purpose. And still helping out buying from Strictly Broken is a good thing. As they, can you imagine if Strictly Broken didn't exist? Like you had JKTCG gone, then Strictly Broken kind of filling in the void there. What happens if they go away, or if there's any other websites that prices singles that people look towards? What would this what if TCG player would have looked like? Oh man, that would have been crazy. Just to see how that would have went. Everybody just undercutting each other on Facebook day in, day out. Nobody wants to buy it. Here's Gabby, 323, Falco, 348. Like I said, what did it sell at? 279.99 is what we got. One sale, 279.99. So trial deck wise, this isn't like a Toru that's coming up. This isn't even or I guess you would say Roxy. I was thinking about like Chizuru. Anybody watch the freaking Rent a Girlfriend? So I like it. I know some people think it's trash, but I like it. I don't think it's trash. I think it's good. Good wholesome fun. But it got a season three. There's a season three. There is so many announcements for season. Bofree got a season two. That's been announced. We got My Dress Up Darling, which apparently they weren't gonna make a second season of My Dress Up Darling. So maybe Weiss Schwarz can take that this time from Osica. Maybe they can grab the season two on that one. But Bofree, actually, I shouldn't sidestep like this, but I will. Bofree, how's that doing? Because I've said it. Bofree to me comes to Weiss Schwarz. Now, if a season two actually does happen here for Weiss Schwarz, this is 100% getting reprinted. There's no doubt in my mind that this thing doesn't get reprinted. It's just way too expensive. They're not gonna let that go by. Anyways, Attack on Titan. The bad part about Attack on Titan, you have one SSP. You got two or three Titan rares, depending if you got an SEC in the box. The SEC took the place of these Titan rares. So these Titan rares aren't really all that expensive. I ate OFRs. I said that when we saw that on Dragon Maid that this is the direction they seem to be going. They're stripping away signatures. So it's kind of fun in that way where you had to worry about Aniplex, but now you have to worry about just overall if they're going to throw an overframe rare in here without the signature. They need to bring the signatures back. That is what helps keep the value. Um, that's what changed from back then to now, right? Like you had playsets throwing in a certain amount of value, you had sign cards throwing in a bunch of value, but now you have these OFRs which aren't keeping up their end of the bargain. That's what's happening here, right? Because you could say SPs back in the day maybe 60 $70. These things 38. You could get one that's 39. These haven't sold. Here's 69, 69. So they're just not holding up with the value, and it's all because there's no SPs. They took the SPs away from here. The real SPs, the one with the signatures. Let me see. I didn't bring up the secret rare. Let me bring up the secret rare. 152. Yikes! Holy crap! The worst part about this one was this one had no signature. It looked really cool. I when I looked at it, I thought it was a really cool looking card. But then you realize there's no sign card on it. I mean, there's no signature on it. This is a secret that has nothing on it. It's like a Kaguya SEC. It is like a Ruby SEC, which is the Pira. Right? We got Pira. Pira. Where's my? There we go. Here's Pira. At least she had a foil stamp on there, but I mean, between the two cards, this is way cooler. The only thing I don't like about this, outside of so not only there's multiple things I don't like about this. Another reason I don't like this is because it's reused art. We've seen this on multiple cards. It's on that congratulations card. This thing is everywhere. I feel like they shouldn't have used it as many times as they did. Right? I don't think it feels like a lack. They're like someone was sitting there and it's like, holy crap, this is an awesome card. Let's just make this a million times. And that's what ended up happening. I don't like when that happened. I mean, you had a different frame. One was horizontal, one's vertical. Different treatments happening there. I just don't like it, right? You could be a little more. You could pick other scenes. Attack on Titan had many scenes. You could pick another scene. So here we are. Triple rare, nothing crazy priced. You have this trial deck one $30. You have this one $30, not sold. So yes. Anyways, super rare, super nothing to write home about. Some of these are really cheap. Well, these are I mean, right here, these two are your trial deck ones, but this John, 129. There's only 15 of them. This Sasha, 9 of them. 131. What is going on here? Remember, I just brought this stuff up when I was actually to make this video. I bring the things up, and sometimes I don't look at this stuff. I did not look at the super rares. What is happening here? Jeez, they are so freaking low. So freaking low. Dang. There must have been a lot of, the crazy part is, see, here's my thing. There is not even that many listed for sale. There's like 5 listings here. What is happening here? This one is 204. Right? It's 204, then 750, and then 14.99. It's got to be true that there's so many things going on in my mind right now. Is it the fact what I said before, where people are opening it for themselves? People are opening it for themselves, not selling it, but at the same time not buying it. This is nuts. What is happening here? I'm like looking at this. This is like it started at $2. Then it went to $12 for some reason, $15. Did someone just buy it all out and then it went back to $2? Pretty crazy. This stuff I can't explain. Without looking at it every day, I can't explain it. I just think it's just insane. Is insane the right word here? That card was how I really would love to ask that seller, like what is happening here? What is happening here that there's 5 listed? Where is it? I can't even find it because it just blows my mind. It is blowing my mind right now. Here it is. It's Zeke. Zeke right here. That this thing is like roughly $3, right? Like with shipping. But if you buy $5 free shipping, so 204. I mean, if this is me and I was looking for this card, I would just buy 3 of them and get the free shipping. But I could see. I mean, maybe this isn't a good card. I don't know. Again, I haven't looked at these cards. Someone else will come in here and tell me that's an awesome card or it's a terrible card. But double rares, we're on double rares. These look pretty low. Seriously, what is happening here? There's 31 listings, 168, and then you have 5 of these Zeeks. This just seems these numbers seem wrong. Like there is something wrong here. Like with that one, maybe that explains the big gap. Maybe there's something wrong with that. And then this Reiner, I don't know. I don't know. Attack on Titan. If you want SRs, here you go. But maybe people opened enough and they don't need to buy, and people are panic selling. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. If you want to take a look at the rares, here's the rares. Just flash them through. Nothing crazy price wise on them. I was like, maybe it's good to just take a look at these because of what happened with Tokyo Avengers. So that is Attack on Titan in a nutshell. Not sure completely what's happening here, other than I think people are freaking out and selling it. A lot of people opening it on their own. And the SPs and SSPs and the Titan rares, that needs all to be fixed. Right? We don't need any more of these OFRs. Even though they're nice and all, just slap a signature on it. Right? That would be nice. If you want to do it, if you want to do OFRs but do not want to pay for signatures, slap a serial number on there. There you go. OFR with the serial number. That's take the page out of this one right here. Just let's go with this one right here. Just do a 1 of 1. Do a 1 of 1 sucker on this one. All right, here we go. 1 of 1. Just put a 1 of 1 serial number in there. You'll be fine. Just, probably not 1 of 1. Maybe 1 out of 10. Okay, so anyways, quintessential quintuplets. This is going to be an interesting one for quintessential quintuplets. If you have not gone out to Weiss Tea Time like I didn't do, which I was planning on doing, but I did not do. Let me just do that real quick. Weiss Tea Time. So we have tournaments going on right now, and it should be this one. Here we are. So if you have not checked out Weiss Tea Time, go out there. There is a master post with all the different tournaments that have gone on, and what you can see here on September 4th for Georgia, we got 8 standby quintessential quintuplets taking the win. Hololive Attack on Titan, and then we got quintessential quintuplets again, right? If you go down here to Germany, we got quintuplets, Hololive, quintuplets, quintuplets, Hololive. I think you get the idea. This is actually pretty. We got slime. We got slime in Rosemont, Illinois. We got Hololive. We got quintessential quintuplet slime. Man, people really people busted out the slime on this one. And then we got quintuplets. So with that amount of showing for 8 standby, let me see what we got here. When you click this, you get the deck log. Again, awesome way to do it. Thank you, Weiss Tea Time, for doing that. There are cards that are definitely have gone up in price, have we seen. We saw that with Mishoku Tensei. We saw that with Hololive. If you look at any of those single prices for those decks, by going out here and clicking on this, you will be able to see the deck. You could see an uptick in prices. The same thing will eventually happen to quintessential quintuplets. You could definitely see that with the quintessential quintuplets volume 1 set. I did not bring that up, so let me just bring that up. So quintessential quintuplets. Let me just do that one quickly. So we're going to take a look at the double rare because that is one of the cards. Fresh from a Bath Nino is right there. Of course, I didn't put this on the same one. So here, let me do this. Let me do this. I'm going to flip back and forth here, but you'll see in a second. Where is... Of course, she's not in this one. Oh, okay, she's not in this one. I was foiled again. This is why you prepare ahead of time. Anyways, you can see the Ichika right here. We have Ichika right here. This thing spiked up in price. You can see there's only 2 left. A lot of buying, 920, 919, 913, 911. This thing has gone all the way up to $9. Same idea happened with this Fresh from a Bad Nino, which I could not find right there. But same thing happened here. You can see all the way through August, September, there was buying on this card. People pumped this up. So definitely something to watch out for. But when it comes to quintessential quintuplets 2, here we are. Right now, you can see if anything's going to disappear. I use that loosely. There's 27 listings. But if there's something that's going to disappear, it would be this Ichika. You can see her being used in this deck. There she is. 3. I was like, you're trying to really ruin my thing that I got going on here. So you can see 3 being used here. We got a bunch of Ninos. So you can see this Nino right there. That would be your second most expensive out of it. This is 55 of them, where you have 27 Ichikas, because you're more than likely going to use this in multiple decks, which is why you see there's a lot less of this, but it's crazy. Crazy how much is open. I mean, just look at that. 55, you saw the Attack on Titan. I know Attack on Titan was newer, that they were in the 20s, but this pretty much tells you why quintessential quintuplets pricing is the way it is. It's because so many people open this set because of the girls, right? Not that one, this one, the girls. We all knew SSPs for quints is expensive, so much so that a lot of people decided to open this one. The one you wanted was Nino. Hanayome Rare is not my favorite. I like the quintessential quintuplets 1 a lot better. Again, if you don't remember what that looked like, it looks like this. I like quintessential quintuplets better than quintuplets 1 over quintuplets 2. The movie set one looks really, really nice. I really wish I didn't see any of that stuff, but I had to as part of my whole research. So here is the movie set Hanayomi Rares. So, it almost looks like number 1 where you got, was it the String of Fate? That's what these red things are. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong on that one too, so don't mind me, but I thought that's what they were. Something about fate. Okay, so not surprisingly, these dropped in price partly because of the amount that's being opened, but I would imagine some of it is because of the art itself. And then these OFRs don't actually do bad if you put them on really, really good cards. So as an actress, Ichika here is that one, that double rare. Let me go back here. As an actress, Ichika, you can see that. So if you slap good abilities and stuff on it, if they're really usable, they can actually maintain their price. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with those Titan rares if someone could come up with like some crazy deck that actually uses it, because that should remind you of this. I know I'm hopping around a lot. Kids Meal Mikey, that one is being used in that dual lane deck. This thing went from really, really cheap to somewhat expensive, right? It went from the 3s, 4s to 24. And even though there was only 3 bought, someone bought 3, I guess they wanted it for a somewhat max rarity deck for that. It's weird to say max rarity one. I feel like max rarity most people think are like thousands of dollars or something like that, but really that's not always the case. That dual lane one, I wonder how much that costs. I really wonder how much that costs to get a max rarity version of that thing. Anyways, SRs, your Nino, obviously usable Nino. There is one to watch out for. If you wanted this code word SR one, this is actually $12 now. There's been a bunch of buying on this one. People really have been waiting for the deal to happen, so you can see it happened around here. 917, you got it for $8-9. There might have been shipping on there, and you can see it slowly being bought. You can see how many bought on the 20th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So someone noticed that price, they liked that card, they were waiting for, I guess, a low point in the cards, and they bought it. Similarly, art on it, you have this Nino 926. I know this card carries more weight to it. I did not try to make a pun out of that one, but this one eats it's because she loves those buns. She loves eating. So, anyways, this one was always way more expensive than the Nito one, right? Like you could take a look at that in the Japanese side. So double rares, this one's a really nice set. It's playable, 100% playable, and really cheap at this point. I did not do the math on it, but if you're looking at these, when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards under $2. If I click in, there's shipping, but again, most of these are $5 for free shipping. So you could almost get an entire playset of double R's for some stupid, ridiculous price. That is insane. So I know Attack on Titan, some people are making fun of the playset prices. What were they, like 150? Someone was buying it for 150, which I didn't think was that crazy of a number. No, people are laughing at that to begin with, but in the end, he got it for 150. Then some people started throwing out like 25 or 50, whatever that number was. That's a little outrageous, but yeah. Okay. Quintessential quintuplets number 2 promo packs. Promo packs, promo packs. Here's promo packs. They're still holding up their end of the bargain here. They're pretty expensive. $18.99, $13.99. What is this? That's $7.97. So overall, pretty expensive. The non-foil versions, not so much. I got my 10. I gotta open them at some point. Hopefully, I got one of each. If I have amazing luck, at the very least, hopefully, I got one of each of these foils. You know, non-foil is not so bad to buy. But I really don't want to end up buying like a Miku, since Miku is $19. Pretty expensive. So stuff that was being given away by tournament stores, holding, yeah, that's freaking expensive. But I heard and I saw that they are really nice. They are really nice in the light when you see that foil reflect. So quickly, Tokyo Revengers. Oh man, it's 57 minutes. So Tokyo Revengers. Dual lane, that's all we care about apparently. $45.40. It is still that price. People have been buying it though. A little bit. They've been buying it because I remember this seller having a bunch more than just 2. Reason being is that dual lane deck. So you do actually have a couple buying, and I say a couple of buying here. So we got this many right there that bought this thing for $10 and above. That's insane. You have another part of the deck that is needed. My treasure Baji here. It's it's been attempted to go up, right? This one day when someone bought 4 of these for 20, and then it went all the way back down to 2s, 4s, 5s, 3s. That 20 was a little nuts since you just bought this thing for 45.40. And then you have some of these other cards as well. 7th Elementary Mikey, Bodyguard Mitsuya, uh, and then the TRVs that go with it, My Treasure Baji. You have this SR Mikey right there that are using the deck and, you know, max rarity, blah, blah, blah. And these SPs, remember what I said, this thing is wrong. 797.81 is just insane. And then this is pretty weak overall. Overall, it's not good. So these definitely been hurt. Lack of signatures, lack of playability. I think what's going on is I know people are saying like there's so many sets coming out and you don't have to buy it all. You see buying actually happen in 2 forms, right? Collectors. You have the collector side and the player side that's happening here. Player sides will have stuff like this happening on here, 380, and then you have these rares, $11 and $4. So you get cards picked up that way. But when you have the other stuff not working out of it, that's what leads to, you know, these $45 boxes. When you look at the TRV's prices, nothing really amazing, right? You can end up with a TRV, an overframe rare for 20, 30, 42. They really got to do something about these overframe rares. I know it's cheaper for them to do these, and that's why they're doing it. And they think it adds some kind of specialness to it. It does not. Right? There needs to be something that changes about this. If I mean, if Bushyroad's listening to this, you really need to do something about these overframe rares. They are not holding up unless you make sure that the deck, like the set you make, is power crept up so that people buy into these cards and want to use them to play with or collect it or just be amazing, right? Like some of the other sets that we've had out there. Put some art on there. But what we have is not good stuff. So uh, Tokyo Revengers just hurting. They're doing really really bad. And Trial Deck Takemichi, that one is always a struggle. I remember. Let's see if I can find it. Yuyute. That is not the one I wanted. Let me try this right here. This would have came out in May. Yeah. Came out in May in Japan. And this is why you use some of this stuff. And you got that Takemichi in Japan, 79.80. And even though that doesn't go one for one, like normally the Japan version is cheaper than the English version, it's definitely not this price and not that price. So, sorry, I'm thinking about this right now. There was a point in time where I'm like, these ratios don't even matter anymore. Like where people would say this thing should be 2 times, 3 times as much. I don't believe that. I don't believe that anymore. Things have changed because people like back in the day, it was there was not enough English printed that you could justify like these kind of ratios, right? Where something is 2 or 3 times as more, 4 times as more, maybe. But nowadays, can you really say that to be the truth when you have booster boxes that are this price? Like, should they almost be 1 to 1 at this point, or maybe even lower than that? Because where you could see on the Japanese side, they're being all bought out. What's happening on the English side? I almost feel like these things should be lower in price. One thing I need to do, I was thinking about it earlier today, I didn't have time to do it, was I want to find out how much a playset of Japan actually costs. Like, actually add it all up. Like, comparatively, Tokyo Revenger, maybe I should do that. Quintessential Quintuplet 2 versus Quintessential Quintuplets 2. You know, like, for the longest time, English was one of those ones where you could make a ton of money off of, right? That was partly why this stuff kind of happened, right? Where people go backpack sellers, online sellers, store sellers, um, people coming in and just buying and selling. But is that necessarily the case with the Japanese side? Like, were they always plussing? Like, were they always making money out of these sets by doing play sets, by selling SP cards and things like that? I need to go and do that one day. So Hololive, why I have Hololive up here was, Hololive, granted, everything that's happened with Hololive, it's doing so well. How much it's been sold, it's been selling everywhere, right? You have it buyer, you've not buyers, you have online stores, you have backpack sellers, you have stores selling, you have the Bushy Road online store, you have the Bushy Road on the road selling this thing. You have everybody selling it. I wouldn't be surprised if I go down the street, go to a garage sale, and some guy got a booster box of Hololive down there. Who knows? I wasn't around for my garage sale. They had it this past weekend. I was gone. I was in Brooklyn, but I did not get to see that. That would be actually really interesting if I did walk down the street and some dude was actually selling Weiss Schwarz card. I mean, there's somebody selling Pokemon cards in the neighborhood at a garage sale kind of deal. But I don't know. One day, if I see Weiss Schwarz there, I'll know they made it. Just like they made it with the counterfeit. The reason why I brought this up here was Bushy Road Global Online Store. I know people have been saying it a few times now that they think it's messed up that Bushy Road is selling this directly. I honestly don't think it is. And you have to hear me out before you get upset just hearing me say that. I believe in consistency, right? I'm one of those people that, like, if they do it for one, they do it for all, and that's fine to me. So, what is going on with this Hololive Premium Booster Box was, remember when this initially came out? This came out in Japan during the Hololive Super Expo. During that expo, you can buy it at the expo. Right, think about it. You buy it at the expo. People started selling it on the internet. Then you could buy it from GeekJack. You could buy it from the Hololive official store. You could buy it through Bushiroad Global Online Store. You can see it right here. Weiss Schwarz Japan Hololive Production Premium Booster. So it's sold in multiple different places over multiple different times. When the English version came out, right, it was sold through Anime Expo, Bushiroad On the Road. You had this Bushiroad Global Online Store, and then again, it was sold through the official sellers, stores, backpack people, online people, all of that good stuff. So for me, thinking about that, putting that all together, they didn't do anything different with the Japanese product, with the English product that they didn't do with the Japanese product, right? They were one for one, the exact same thing happened. So to me, are they competing with the stores? You could say, yeah, they could have been, but at the same time, they did it with both lines. They did it with the Japanese side and the English side. To to say maybe the Japanese one went only through sellers, right? Not through Expo, not through GeekJack, not through Hololive official site, not through Bushiroad Global store. If they did that and only did it through their official stores, and then for English do all of what I just said, then yeah, you could say they're competing. But for me, they knew Hololive was big enough that, you know what, they wanted to sell it, they did it, and they did it across all the different lines. They have in the past though sold trial decks out here on the internet. So uh, I'm not even going to include Hololive. Hololive to me was one of those ones. I know what they were doing. They were getting the Hololive name out there to promote Weiss Schwarz, right? By putting it on this website, by putting it at the expos where people walk by and be like, holy crap, that is a Coco. That is a Marine. That's a Noel. Like they walk by and they look at it and they're like, holy crap, what's Weiss Schwarz? That's one way to actually do it. For me, it was definitely a promo for them, an easy promo. Who wouldn't take that? How many of you have a company out there that kind of remotely does anything with cards or advertising or anything like that? Can you imagine just slapping one of these popular VTubers on an actual ad or poster and shoving it on your window, right? Like that would be amazing. That's what this is. This Weiss Schwarz Hololive collaboration, it was going to be used everywhere, and they made sure to use it. They put their name on it. There you go. They're gonna want to use it for all they can get out of it. They put up these Weiss Schwarz English trial decks, not all of them. They put up Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, Tokyo Avengers, Rent a Girlfriend, Bang Dream, Ruby, Mob Psycho's still here. That's crazy. Magia Record. I might actually want more of that. Yeah, I mean, I like looking. I'm thinking about this. The nice part about this is for people that do not actually have stores, local stores that you can go to, it's a nice way to buy non like mapped out product, right? Non-dead boxes. I mean, I would have to trust them. I would imagine I would be able to trust these people to sell that unmapped. But they also had Japanese trial decks as well. And you could say, looking at this list here, this is some of the not so good ones, right? Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeon, Tokyo Avengers, Rent a Girlfriend, Morphonica, Ruby. How many of these can I go out onto TCG Player, any store, and find some of these trial decks, right? They still exist. So to me, it was always to get rid of excess product, what this place actually was doing out on this website. So just excess trial decks that they wanted to get rid of. So I have no issues with what I see on this page, these trial decks. I have no issues with these Hololive ones as well, just because same treatment was given overall, and it's marketing. You wanted Bushiroad to market, here it is. You got Hololive. I mean, what other way do you want them to market so easily? I need to take a drink. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. So again, you can tell I'm not gonna re-record this video in any way or form. My throat kind of hurts, anyways, after talking for so long. That would be it. But you wrote global online store. I don't see that. And oh, reprints for Overlord. And that time I got reincarnated as slime. So that leads me into my survey. So as part of the actual survey that I do for TCG Player, I asked two questions. And these two questions this time around was how many months early do you feel comfortable paying for pre-orders? And on here, what we have is people. I had 12 responses. So your luck on this actual wheel giveaway today, you got a 25% shot at this. So what we have here is, um, actually there is 11, 3, 6. Oh, someone must know I wrote back, or I counted wrong. But anyways, how many months early do you feel comfortable paying for pre-orders? So maximum, it went to 6. We had 3 people at 6, and then we had 3 at 3 months, 4 months, 1 month. And why I like Ami Ami again is because you don't have to actually pay for the thing. You can order through Ami Ami and you just pay when it actually releases, right? So the day it releases, you'll get like a receipt, you pay for it at that point. I don't have to worry about this happening with Tomb of Nazarick to the point where I think I got scammed, that the score screwed me over, that maybe they go out of business, I can't get my money. Bushy Road decides that they want to wait an entire year for the reprint to actually happen. I don't got to worry about any of that. I know some people are cool with 6 months, which is roughly about 5 to 6 months is roughly when they start looking at announcing and then pre-ordering. That's always the scariest to me. Like when we had these Bushy Road conferences, the next day you will see people come out and say pre-ordering for this one, and I know why they do it. It's because you got to beat other people to the punch. You got to come out there so people pre-order through you. But it's so unnecessary to do that. Like to buy from someone right away, that's insane. Just because I don't want to be waiting an entire year for my stuff to come. That's stupid to me. I don't want to hand over my money. My money is important to me. Normally, I'm comfortable with about 2 to 3 months. And even in this point of time, right, you could even wait 1 month to get it if you trust the place enough. You can buy it when it comes out because obviously, right now, we don't have any sort of issues with supply. That will change. That will change. So I definitely don't recommend like not buying it before pre-release. Before it releases, you should pre-order something during pre-release time period. But I don't think that you should be buying this like 6 months out. That's me personally, and I don't do that unless I trust someone just enough, or they don't charge you anything, which is nice. The other thing I asked people was, what trial deck reprints did you want to see? Here we go. Persona 5, Goblin Slayer, and ReZero were your top ones. Other people look for Overlord, Gurren Lagann, SAO, Alice is Asian. Can Cole, we got Konosuba and Bofree. So that's what we had there. Okay, so we had those responses. That's pretty nice. Bofree definitely going to get reprinted. We see season 2. Anyways, wheel. So let me do one thing quick here. I'm going to just bring this up. Bear with me, because I didn't have this up. I did not expect this video to go this long. Holy crap. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. I know some people really like the long videos. So here's another long video for you. This is my niece. This is my latest video. So down here, in latest video. So down here, as always, is my contact information and or TCG player link. So what happens with these things again? If you click this TCG, if you need to buy cards, you need to buy sealed product or anything out on TCG player, please click this link. What actually happens is, let me click that just so you can see. What happens here is it's an affiliate link. If you buy anything out here, a percentage of that goes back to me. What I do with that money is I use it for giveaways. That's all I do for it. I just give it back. I think it's fun to do that. I don't think it's like crazy change my life money. So you know what? Thanks for everybody that watches here. I think it's really cool that you all come out here and listen to these long spiels and have some laughs with me. Send me emails and all that good stuff. Again, email. If you're not comfortable writing a comment, you can always send an email. I'm out on Twitter if you want to check any of that stuff out there. I just use that to retweet things that are interesting to me. out there. So that's all I do. But again, we this month we had we're giving away 3 gift cards, $15 each. You have to write to me within 1 week from now. Um, you need to write back 1 week from now. I will do my email. You need to write to my email. The thing that I need in the email is your YouTube username and your number that you provided on the survey. You know, you got to pick a number, you give me that number, that confirms who you are to me. Normally, I would just write a message in your comments, but normally people write me without having to write in the comments. So I will let this video out here for 1 day, and then after 1 day, if you don't write me, I will respond back to your comment and ask you to email me. So that's all you need to do, and then I'll send you your gift card. So again, thanks to everybody that actually uses that link, purchases. I really appreciate you. How this works, this is the same as it always is. So what we're gonna do here is I'm going to shuffle these names. So we're gonna shuffle. I haven't shuffled all those other times, but I'm shuffling now. Okay, so I shuffled that thing. What we're gonna do is spin this 3 times. The first two are practice ones. Spin number 3, 4, and 5 are the ones that count for the giveaway. Just because I want to prove to you that this wheel actually works and there's nothing crazy happening with it, okay? So spin 1 and 2, practice 3, 4, and 5 are your winners. Good luck, everybody, and thanks for watching. I feel bad about whoever's number 1 and 2. Kind of blows, but this is how it works, right? This is the luck of the wheel. But this time around, you actually got some really good chances. That wheel is super loud. Let me turn that down. Holy crap. This is spin number 2. Okay. Alright, so again, the next 3 spins is 3, 4, and 5. Whoever lands on it wins. You just need to email me, okay? With your username and number. So spin number 3. Oh my god, Audrey. Oh my god, Audrey. Oh! Jinx. Jinx. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. So sucked. Congratulations. I say Audrey because Audrey says no luck for wheels on was it Drip? And also I guess my wheel. But you did win 1 time. So we got MW. Congratulations. Last spin. I feel so bad if it's Audrey. If it's not Audrey. Oh my god, it's Audrey. Woo! That was close. So I went from a jinx to not jinx. But at the same time, I know, well, you and Ty are friends, so you can hash that one out. But anyways, good luck to all the winners. Remember, you have 1 week to write me. If you don't write me by tomorrow, I'll write a message in the comments. Just because I know people watch this and I don't need to do that sometimes. So it feels like a wasted effort. But anyways, that was a lot to chew on in that. There was a lot happening there. I will say, it's crazy. Crazy that everything that's happened. Genshin Impact gone. Rebirth for You getting really nice Lycoris Recoil. Card prices going down. We have this coming. Saikano and Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl and Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I don't know. I don't know how you sell this. I couldn't be in marketing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't because you have to or I guess you can no, this is marketing. I was gonna say this is like communications. This is marketing. Even though this card looks nice, knowing that the signature is gone from here, it just doesn't look right. It just does not look right at all to me. It's a little sad, but at the same time, I want it. You know, I definitely want this set because I love the movie. I love the show. It was really great. Saikano too. This is really sad. Um, it's just sad to see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what's become of her. Look at that sweet, sweet signature. Turned into that. I mean, at least you have the blessing software. That's okay. Not great, but okay. So, outside of that, it was funny because there is a local fair. It's not local to me. It's actually decently far away, but they're having their yearly carnival. It lasts for about 5 days. They had lawnmower races tonight. I wanted to go to that. I wanted to go, but my wife was feeling a little sick tonight, so I decided to stay home. But I'm here with you all, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Anyways, I got so much to open. I got these magazines to open. I really like doing that. When I open that new type magazine, because I really want to get this Kurumi out of here. I do want to see this. This is the voice actor card collection on here, so that's what the feet thing is for. It's not just feet. And then we have this Pixar one, so I can get my Quince promo out of here. And I'm definitely glad I bought multiples of every one of these magazines. Like I bought a bunch of the new types. I bought a bunch of these and these, so it'll be cool to open up. I still got my quintessential quintuplets back there. I don't know. I keep trying this, but I wonder if you can see that. I guess you can't. You can see my Hololive stack back there. You can see the Rudy mat. Uh, what is that box that's sticking up? Oh, the quintessential quintuplets are in the middle, behind that little lantern thing. So they're back there. I got to do it. I have so much to open, so much to open, but that's everything. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. There is something else I want to say. There's a few things coming up for me. Uh, let me see where the calendar is. I have a lot of work to do. Just so you know, in roughly a week and a half's time is my wedding anniversary. And I was not joking about that. If you listen to myself and my niece go through that hour and whatever so conversation, um, I did talk about in there how my wife wants me to not do less videos, but let's say be less time consuming, because this does take a lot of time. My wedding anniversary is coming up. I will not be around here for an entire week. I'm gonna attempt to record a bunch of videos. If not, you're just gonna see a bunch of opening videos. That's what's going to happen while I'm away. But I probably will be a little less responsive. I mean, I would imagine I would have time in the morning or something to write back to comments, but that's not a guarantee. I won't be making any new videos during that time because I imagine I'm not going to be home. I'll probably be gone the entire week. And then, yeah, work. What I have going on with work is pretty important. That means since I'm going to be gone a week, I'm going to have to be working like crazy to make sure that I can actually be gone for a week and not pretending to be gone. Where like you bring out the laptop for 3 hours work and then do your day off for the day. So I'm gonna have to be working a bit harder. So you'll see a bit less videos for the next. Oh man, that's like 3 weeks, something like that. We'll see. But that's where I am right now. So if you see a little bit less, that'll be the reason for that. And in a way, it's not so bad for me, anyways. I feel like I've been making a ton of videos lately. I don't know if you've all enjoyed it, but I've actually been having a lot of fun doing it. Just I wish I had more time. Time is a huge factor, right? But I want to make sure that I'm working on myself, as in I need to work, I need to spend time with family and friends and all that good stuff, and then I need to work out my own body. I definitely been neglecting that just because I would say this whole work from home thing, trying to make videos and all that. So I want to make sure that I do that, get my life all straightened out. So make sure to take care of yourself. That's what I want to say. Make sure to spend time with your family and friends. Like we only have so much life to give, and it's very very important as I keep going aging as rapidly as I do. I feel like one of those old people because I would say back then I wouldn't have back in the day. I feel like days were dragging when I was a kid. But nowadays I'm like, holy crap, it's already mid-September. I this year has gone by so fast. I mean, definitely you all have helped out on that one. go by so fast. I mean, you're definitely a part of what I've used my life on the past year, I would say. So I gave a lot of energy there, a lot of energy towards work. I remember those nights that I've stayed up, so I've lost a lot of time there. But time has gone by, so make sure you do what you want to do. I feel like that's what you need to do. Definitely, I don't want to steal Rudy's thing. I know I've said it every now and then, but do what makes you happy. Be around those people that make you happy, and live life to the fullest. That's where we are. Money's great, cards are great, anime's great, but make sure to say hello to people. It's always cool to say hello to just random person. I like trying to do that every now and then. Sometimes I don't have enough courage to do that, but every now and then it's pretty fun to do that, especially if they talk back to you. That's why that Summoners War meetup was really cool. Got to just talk to people that I'd never met before, just over about a game, and then you started talking about your daily life and stuff, right? So the guy that we saw again from 2 years ago found out he's a teacher, does all that stuff. It's pretty cool to just hang out with everybody, people that you don't know. So that's everything. I start to trail off on things when I go on these long videos. You should see it. So as always, have fun, be happy. Don't spend anything outside your budget. Told you, Audrey, miracles happen twice. Bye.